let's kick it off at the quarterback position. You like Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff, who may even be available on the waiver wire.
Yeah, and they're two teams playing against one another, and neither has been good against quarterbacks. So Kirk Cousins, we told you to sit him last week, and he had an absolute stink bomb against the Jets. But this is a really good matchup against the Detroit Lions. Number one, the Lions have given up the most fantasy points to quarterbacks. Number two, Cousins has scored 18 plus points against the Lions in 6 of his last 9 meetings against them, including 18.3 in a game back in week 3. So start Kirk Cousins, and don't be afraid to start Goff. Listen, Goff's been really good at Ford Field. In fact, only once at home has he failed to throw multiple touchdown passes. And the Vikings defense has allowed 8 quarterbacks to score 17 plus points, including 4 who've gone over 20. So I get it. It's weird to be trusting Jared Goff going into the fantasy postseason. I mean, you've got one more week before it all is on the line, but he's been pretty good at home and the matchup is right.
That game is the highest game total over at SI Sportsbook as well, so I totally dig it. Let's talk about who we're going to sit at the quarterback position. Deshaun Watson didn't look quite up to his standards, I would say, in last week's matchup. And Tom Brady, though he did pull off the last-minute win in Monday Night Football, again, I don't know that you can trust him.
Yeah, he had a couple of touchdown passes in the fourth quarter and still didn't score 18 points. Tom Brady and that Buccaneers offense is broken. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what the Saints were thinking. But bottom line here is that Tom Brady is not a reliable asset anymore. And he's got the Niners. They've allowed just 2 quarterbacks to score more than 17.4 points against them this season. And one of them was Patrick Mahomes. Like, this is a very, very good defense. So keep that in mind. Tom Brady is a fade for me. And you mentioned Deshaun Watson. And I know a lot of people were like, well, I held on to him this long. Why can't I play him? Well, last week, bit of a stinker, and that's an understatement. The Browns offense didn't score a touchdown with Watson under center. And now you got the Bengals, all right? Their defense has allowed just 11 touchdown passes and fewer than 14 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks. Like, did you look at Patrick Mahomes' numbers last week? They were not good. The Bengals have a really good offense, but an underrated defense. So I would certainly beware Deshaun Watson, even in 2 QB leagues.